going to call the meeting to order. And roll call. Lusala, I'm here. Maliabo.
Here.
Paul Shantz. Panja, here. Jones.
Here.
Kolosh. Doug, can you hear us? We'll come back to Doug. Shannon?
Yeah.
Ismail?
Here.
Cuckoo? All right. Sorry for starting the meeting a little late. Do I get any volunteer to read the land acknowledgement? All right, thank you.
We meet today in the community of Iowa City, which now occupies the homelands of Native American nations to whom we owe our commitment and dedication. The area of Iowa City was within the homelands of the Iowa, Meskwaki, and Sauk, and because history is complex and time goes far back beyond memory, we also acknowledge the ancient connections of many other indigenous people here. The history of broken treaties and forced removal that dispossessed indigenous peoples of their homelands was and is an act of colonization and genocide that we cannot erase. We implore the Iowa City community to commit to understanding and addressing these injustices as we work toward equity, restoration, and reparations.
Thank you, Commissioner. Item 3, approval February 28th meeting minutes. I will entertain a motion.
I'll second the motion.
No, third.
Second?
Yep.
All in favor, say aye.
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 All opposed, same sign. No opposed, motion carry. Item number 4, public comment on item not on the agenda. Commenters should address the commission for no more than 5 minutes. Commissioners should not engage in discussion with the public or one another. Do we have any public comments? Can you please state your name for the record?
My name is Omega Danso. I'm one of the event coordinators for this year's very first Asian American Festival in Coralville. I'm here to humbly ask for your financial support in making our event successful. With your support, we will bring our community together to celebrate diversity through multicultural music, arts, crafts, performances, and community engagement. The celebration will create a space for all to reunite with old friends, build new connection, and meet Asian American neighbors who contribute their skills and passion to strengthen our broader Johnson County community. Our event will be on May 13th from 12 to 6 p.m. at St. Morrison Park in Coralville. And if it's okay, I will also leave a flyer and a sponsorship letter, if that's okay. Thank you.
Thank you. You can give that to Stephanie.
Roger, can I say something? She's also,
This request came to the office first.
Okay.
And so we actually processed the sponsorship request yesterday. So the check should be getting
okay.
mailed out either
Okay.
Friday or the following Friday.
Well, congratulations.
she's also a community leader and ambassador for the Coralville.
Oh,
Well, thank you. Thank you for what you do.
and thank you for joining us today.
Any other public comment?
Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, my name is Master Dong Zhi, and I am representing my teacher, Master Kai Bei, to be here on behalf of our temple here in Iowa City. And today, my master cannot make it because he has to cook and prepare for our meditation class that starts at 7:30. So, yeah. And this year, we obtained our 501c3 nonprofit status, and we officially started servicing at the start of March. And we're here to seek for your support. Our job as the temple is to help people in the community who need a place to go for comfort and peace. We would like your help in getting words out for the temple, and we're also seeking for your financial help, support. Right now, we have classes every day of the week. We have English classes for beginners, and we also have meditation classes, sutra calligraphy, and we also have our service on Sunday. And we plan to have more future events. Right now, our space is getting a little crowded, so we need to change our garage into kitchen and dining area. And we also need to renovate our bathrooms to make it more presentable to the public. It's very nice to meet you all, and when you are free, I hope you can stop by the temple sometime and welcome for tea or lunch or dinner. Yeah, thank you. And our temple address is 100 Cardiff Circle, Iowa City, Iowa. And if it's okay, I would like to leave my card and the temple's card, if it's okay.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much.
You can just give it.
You can give it to Stephanie,
Share
then
it with us.
Stephanie can make sure that it gets routed to all the commissioners.
Okay, thank you, okay.
Thank you, and congratulations on your 501c3. Any other public comments? Thank you.
Hello, everyone.
Hey.
My English is very little.
Okay.
Okay, I understand English talking, okay? Thank you. My name is Hai Yanrong. I have business for massage store. I live in Iowa 6 years. 6 years. But this 6 years, I have 2 years and 6 months close my shop. I'm not job.
Okay.
This give me a little trouble. Yeah. And right now, I'm coming here. I want everybody give me good idea, what kind of good for business. Yeah. Okay. Right now, I'm done. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for coming.
Bye.
You give that to Stephanie, and she'll make sure that all the commissioner gets that information.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Any other public comments? Thank you all for coming today. We appreciate you coming here, and thank you for all you do for the community. We're gonna jump to item number 6, since we have Officer Bailey here, and he has to leave early, so we will give him the floor, and then we'll come back to item 5.
In talking to Stephanie, this is only my 35th day in this new role, and she indicated you guys, or the commission just wants to kind of have a snapshot of what we did
Yeah.
the last 30 days and what we're doing forward. If I encompassed everything, I would need 30 minutes because we just do so much with outreach. So I'm just going to highlight some of the big things that we did in March. We had a peanut butter and jelly challenge where our police chief challenges the sheriff, to see which department can, is that better? Can get more peanut butter and jelly donated, and then it goes to community. So that was on March 2nd. I think we had over a ton, maybe close to 2 tons of product that we gave to community. Caring Hands and More came and toured the Iowa City Police Department on March 15th. We had a Tyson's Company event in Columbus Junction. This is one that we're pretty proud of. I didn't realize we have about 800 or 900 residents, immigrant residents that travel to Columbus Junction at the Tyson's food plant 6, sometimes 7 days a week. And it's hard for us to reach them because they're working 12 and 16-hour days plus the commute. So Joshua set up to where we'll go to Tyson's and meet with them. So I got the approval through Columbus Junction Police Department. And initially, we thought we were going to reach maybe a dozen or so because it was the first event. There were literally hundreds of people that came up
Wow.
to us. And that just shows the work he's doing, because I was in uniform. That was kind of a metric we were seeing. Will people come up to me in uniform because of the work he's doing and we're doing in the community? And I was just floored with the amount of questions, comments. And it was something as simple as this one male was getting traffic citations for not having a license plate, but he had the physical license, the driver's license, so he was confused. He thought all he needed was a license, so I was able, through an interpreter that Tyson's provided, to figure out he doesn't have a license plate on his vehicle, so we got him down to the Johnson County Treasurer's Office to where he's in compliance with DOT. But I think we're going to make that one of our staple events and try to do that, because we just think it'll just grow as we do. Another thing we had just recently, we had a West High career event, and their staff provided tables. You know, there were military, there was electricians, plumbers, and we had a table. And again, I was just dumbfounded by the number of kids that came up to us, a lot of female students that I was a little bit shocked, because historically we don't have that kind of interest at a law enforcement table. But we also had a lot of our outreach people at that table as well, so that went great. Citizens Police Academy, we're getting ready to wrap that up. The graduation's actually next Monday. And then I've already started preparation work for Safety Village, which is a pretty big undertaking. We serve about 200 to 300 kids every summer. And then I'm starting on the operation plans for the Pride Parade, Pride March, however
Yeah.
they're going to dictate it this year. But I've already met with those stakeholders, and we're starting to get the plans and permits ready for that.
How many people did you have this year at the Citizens Police Academy?
It was light this year, and it's the post-COVID. That prior to COVID, it was, from what I understand, the 30, 40 range.
Yeah.
And this is the first year we've done it back in person. I think it's 15 or 18. But again, we think that we're going to run it again next year. We think we're going to get back to the numbers. We got to keep it manageable. So I think anything over 40 is going to be a little aggressive. But that sweet spot for us is at 30 to 40. I think we can manage that. But that's going great. It just, again, I'm new in this position, and my eyes are just open. The amount of outreach that the city, and specifically the police department, I mean, I was embedded with the police department, and I would have guessed we did a fraction of what I see from this side of it. We do a lot of work, a lot of good work.
I love the success of going out and meeting people where they're at, and that I think that Tyson company event really shows that, and shows the efforts of others in the academy and the department who have helped to build bridges there. I wonder are there other companies that, I mean, this could be a really nice model.
So the interesting thing, they have one of their outreach folks that's actually coming to meet with us this week. And I think he's through their HR department to maybe get us in other Tysons. And then he's got the networking for other companies that have the same thing. But you're right. This wasn't something we called Tysons in one day and set that up. That was Joshua doing because we were trying to do these community outreach events over on Bartelt. No one was showing up. And we're like, we're failing. And then we figured out it's because they're all working.
Yes.
And they don't get a lot of time off.
Yeah.
And so, again,
Yeah, it's a great partnership model.
and Columbus Junction, the police chief was fantastic, because sometimes police departments will have some ownership attitude. He wants his folks in there. But then, again, it was a learning thing for me. I didn't realize we had almost 1,000 of Johnson County residents travel there every single day to work.
Yeah, we do.
What an efficient way for us, and it was 40 minutes. I mean, we're just in a car 40 minutes, and we reached them. So, yeah, I was proud of the work we
Yeah,
did.
absolutely.
That's good work.
Well, for me, I just want to give you good news. You going out there, it give them courage to be curious, to want to serve as police officers. So they are also curious to want to join the academy sometimes.
Because there's a lot of young adults out there. I'm saying that 18 to 24. I don't know if they target that group to get them out there, but there was a lot of, there were two adults that were at Kirkwood, but working there full time. And I'm thinking, too, what a perfect opportunity to try to build a bridge there and get them to come over to us, or in some dispatching, outreach, community service officer, police officer, fire, and
Yes.
any EMS. But I was just impressed because there was language barriers. We had 5 different interpreters that HR from Tyson's that gave us. And I mean, that they were committed to do this work too. And the positive feedback, I mean, they want us back. They want us back more and frequently. So I think this will be one of our core things that hopefully will be my legacy because I'm retired in 18 months. But get this up and going so when I hand it off, we just keep doing this for years to come. Because that was, like Roger was saying, that was a population we just weren't getting to.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's
Well,
good. That's,
Thank you for doing that a lot, because I think they appreciate more, like Sylvia said, that you going to them. That's just how it works. And then they work all the time. They come home. I think they said, we don't even see days. We leave. It's like nights when we come out. It's still night. So we don't know if it's Monday or Tuesday.
And then it's unlimited overtime.
It is
I mean,
unlimited,
they-
and it's
they are working.
mandatory overtime.
They are definitely working.
Yeah, and what Tyson has done to gain them is his sends messages even out of the country to say if you just get your green card, you're gonna get a job.
yes. The immigrant population that we have working at this factory, Tyson, Oral B, Procter and Gamble, is just amazing. And we also got to applaud Josh, the work that Josh is doing
Great
to
work.
build that trust with the immigrant population. It's
And like I
amazing.
said earlier, I mean, he's been in that role for some time, but going to all those meetings
Yes.
and meeting the parents out with the kids playing soccer and all the things, just having him stand next to me gave the green light for all these folks to
Right.
come
Yes.
up and ask me about car seats. There was one guy that got a traffic speeding ticket through Cedar Rapids and didn't know how to pay it, and he kept getting them escalated. So it was just the simple little Q&As that they had for a police officer that we
Yes.
could just, the quality of life, because, I mean, that eventually put that on his credit rating had he not paid it. And so, yeah, just the work, the behind the scenes, like I said, I'm actually dumbfounded by the amount of work that the Iowa City Police Department does. I
Yes.
just didn't realize it.
And I know Josh is also doing some work with, a lot of the immigrant family, a lot of their kids play soccer. So we're trying to get them with the Iowa City Kickers. We have scholarship and even doing some of the equipment recycling. So because a lot of kids coming to us, even in junior high right now, I have players that don't have cleats, they don't have shin guards. So just collecting some of those so kids that this is the sports that they grew up with, they can play it. So it's good that we're reaching out to those immigrant communities. So appreciate the work that the Iowa City PD is doing on that regard. So,
Now, this is what you guys are looking for
Yes.
me in monthly meetings?
Yes.
Okay, I just want to make
Yes.
sure.
Yes.
And I'll get it to Stephanie prior to meeting so she can email it out.
Awesome.
So if you guys have any questions, you can have the information ahead of time.
I have one more question.
Thank you.
I have a question about the data that you have for speeding tickets. And the ticket that's given, there's been few issues, I don't want to say when, where we're seeing where it say race and ethnicity, it says anon. Is this a new thing, or it's been something that you do for certain people? Because I know there's codes where if it's for whites, it's W, black, it's B. But some of the tickets that we're seeing for black people, it's saying anon. What does that mean?
So it's up to so when I was on patrol and I would pull someone over, it's up to me to make the determination without asking or prying or anything. And sometimes the officers are just unclear. We don't have a lot of unknowns that come through, but we do have a handful, because I can think of times that I did it. I just wasn't really sure, so I wasn't comfortable putting something down there to say, absolutely, that's what it is. I don't know what our specific numbers are. That's not my role. I just know that, and again, we're a very young police department. I mean, I ran our field training program before I switched over. You can't train experience. So, when you hire a 22-year-old, they just don't have the life knowledge to make the determination what they should be putting down. So I always say we just have growing pains. You can't train experience is the
Yes.
best way to put it. So an unknown today by a 22-year-old officer when he's 24, 26, I mean, he may have the additional training, the additional exposure to the community, and then he's comfortable or she's comfortable
But are you
not having
allowed,
an unknown.
are you allowed to ask what your race or
So
ethnicity is?
I don't think there's anything prohibiting us from asking. That would just be something I wouldn't ask as a patrolman. I just feel like that would be, because most traffic stops are educational purpose. People aren't being cited. It's just we're having a contact with, for whatever reason. And even though it's polite and respectful, the driver still is being pulled over by a police officer with the lights. So we don't want to add any more stress to that person. And us asking a benign question that we think's benign may be offensive to the driver. That's why we don't do it. I mean, I would never train our officers to go asking for,
Well, I can see
race
that.
or sex or any of that. Does that
can see
help?
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll talk after.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you
so
very much.
My daughter is coming in town from college.
Yes.
I see her very
Yes.
frequently, so if you guys don't mind, I'm not.
Sure.
Yes.
She had a tough testing week.
Well, say hi to.
All right, take
All
care.
right, we'll see you guys.
Bye. Thank you.
All right,
I'll
good
see you next
seeing you.
month.
All right. All right, we're gonna go back to item number 5, racial equity and social justice grant. And we actually have one quarterly report in your packet. And this one came from our friends at the Area Chinese Association, telling us about what they did with the fund that we gave them.
And there's a late handout from the Center for Justice. It came after the packet had posted, so it's not late in the sense of when it is due, but it was just late to make the packet.
So let's look at the one from the Iowa City Area Chinese Association first. I got a couple comments to make on this one because I'm just so, I went to the event, I was so proud of the work. You know, we gave them, what was it, $3,000? And it was even for the prior year, they couldn't hold the event, so they asked us to prolong that. And the event that they had was amazing. It was a true sense of bringing the community together. I think we probably, they feel the English on that day. The performances was amazing. The people that were in the audience, they were all diverse from different backgrounds, and it was just an outstanding event. And, you know, I love to go to that event if they have it every year. It was an amazing event. The pictures don't do the event justice. I know you were there. Your daughter performed. It was amazing. We had a couple, 2 girls perform at the end that I got a chance to talk to them, and they were self-trained. They never had any professional training on the dance that they were doing. K-pop dancing. It was an outstanding event, and this is truly seeing the social equity grant at its best. You know, our $3,000 can bring the community together to experience something like that with the Lunar New Year. So for me, it was an enjoyable event.
500 people in attendance
Yes.
in this audience, and I think the cast,
Yes.
200, I don't know, I didn't really count.
It was so well organized. It moved so fast, so quickly. It was probably 500 people in that room, and the audience from everywhere, and a lot of youth from West Side and City High performing. It was, and the university. It was an amazing event. So, amazing job. Good job for being part of the organization of that. So.
Yeah, I also joined, and I just thought it was a wonderful way to celebrate the Lunar New Year. It was thoughtfully curated. It was informative to those who may not know much about the New Year itself, and it also showed a wide range of diversity, both in the performers, but also the attendees and the audience who showed up. So, really nice job, and looking forward to going next year, hopefully.
Thank you. Yeah, as one of the organizers, I feel like it was kind of supposed to be a celebration of Chinese heritage,
Yeah.
but how we did is that just a true celebration and a showcase of multicultural in our
Yeah.
community. I'm just very proud of the result.
Yes.
Yeah, and the impact of that event.
And your daughter got some amazing singing talents. Those three girls,
Yes.
man, they brought the house down. So, it was amazing. So, good job to everybody. You say we have this one from the CWJ. Maybe we can just take a minute to review it since we just got it. So it looks like the center has been put together, but they haven't really held any event yet, from the information that we got.
No, but the computers are done and they just haven't.
Okay, maybe at the next quarterly meeting, we'll get some events going, because I know they're getting money this year as well to add the smart
Board.
board to that process. So it looks nice. I love to see it being used.
Yes. Yeah.
And so we can actually see the impact. So, anybody has any question on those?
No, I just agree that I think that it looks nice, but part of what we fund is not just the
prettiness.
equipment itself, but it's the programming and that will go along
Yes.
with it. So as we see in the next report, it will be really nice to see what they've held, any impact metrics on success rate of attendance, and yeah.
So the next quarterly report will be nice to see if any work is being done there, any programming, and what's the impact, maybe the number of people attending the programming, what kind of programming they have in place. So I look forward to seeing that. So. Anybody has any question on the quarterly report? No? We're moving on to the resolution for the council. We actually voted on that last meeting for the recommendation. I'll be presenting that to the city council on the 4th. So I have all the material here from Stephanie. We'll be presenting that. So, item number 7, Commission Committee Overview, Assignment and Update, and Proclamation. So we're going to start with Building Bridges, if they have any updates on the work that they are doing.
I can go. We didn't get a chance to meet because of the scheduling. Everybody's traveling, work.
Yes.
We tried Zoom, it didn't work either. But I will say on my part, I met people from a temple.
Yes.
Yesterday for the first time. I'm actually happy they came today to present themselves. It's really, really nice what they do in the community. So I'm excited to get to meet leaders that you
Yes.
don't know about. And so they didn't really know about the human rights. I'm like, just come and see, and we get to know who you are, and we get to know who they are, and they get to know who we are. And, so if there's any situation, they know where to go to.
Yes.
And Stephanie, you'll be receiving. I gave your contact, so they might have some questions or just need some information to know more. So, yeah.
Well, good job, Commissioner, because that's the work right there, building bridges, connecting with the community. So, B, reciprocal relationship. I know Sylvia's going to talk a little bit, then Suyen is going to talk about some of the stuff in the background. We also had a chance really to meet. Yeah, we exchanged some email. I was traveling overseas, Sylvia was traveling overseas, so now we are all back here, so.
Well, I'll just say that I think right now, as a subcommittee, we're working on kind of identifying key programmatic dates for this newly selected grant recipients, which we had talked about including some sort of orientation to bring them together to build a cohort, a community feel amongst the grantees, perhaps an in-person award certificate acknowledgement where they could come to one of our meetings and we could give them an award and really make a celebration out of the fact that they received a grant this year. And then also amongst the three of the committee members, looking at the grant recipients this year and each of us selecting 2 or 3, I think we have 8 or 9 of them, to really be an ambassador for and to be their ally to the Human Rights Commission, to the city throughout their grant period, so that we will know, any issues that they're having around the grant, celebrations that they want us to share, events, et cetera. So we really can build those kind of reciprocal relationships here.
Nice.
Thank you. I know Surin was working on some stuff.
We started talking about maybe co-hosting an event with the Chinese community, but do we think we should meet first? And
Yes,
before we share more,
Yeah.
right?
You speak into the microphone.
Oh, sorry. Okay. So we started talking about co-hosting an event with the local Chinese community, and we hope to meet very soon as a subcommittee just to talk about details.
Yes.
Yeah. Hopefully we will have more to share next time.
Yes. Thank you. Any update from Breaking Bread?
So I've been traveling, and we just haven't really had the chance to meet yet, but we're hopefully going to meet here in the next week or so, and then have some discussions around our activities and what we're looking to plan.
All right. Thank you. Item D, we have some proclamation.
I think we're okay until May.
Okay. Because we did, Bijou did the women's one in March, right?
Yeah, and the fair housing one, we have somebody who's accepting that. And then National Day of Silence, I'll reach out to IC Pride or another LGBTQ organization to see if they can have somebody. So I think the next one may be Asian American Pacific Islander Heritage Month, and then there's also AAPI Day Against Bullying
Yeah.
in May. So I think at your April meeting, that should allow enough time to get something figured out for the May.
Okay. Thank you. Staff announcement.
I would hopefully everybody signed up to receive emails from the office listserv. We have several programs coming up. We have the Boys of Baraka film screening on Wednesday, April 19th. We have Repurposing Privilege on Thursday, April 20th. We also will be showing a film in honor of Fair Housing Month called A Matter of Place. That will be on Wednesday, April 26th. So there's just a lot of opportunities to participate and engage. And so if you are able, I would encourage each of you as members of the commission to participate, support those events.
Thank you, Stephanie. Commissioner announcement. Commissioners shall not engage in discussion with one another concerning said announcement. You want to start? We'll just go this way. If we have any. You don't have to say anything if you don't have any announcements.
I don't really have any announcements, but I'm excited to kind of dig in. And I wasn't here at the last meeting, but I've been looking over and rereading the grant applications of the ones that were ultimately selected. And I'm excited to really re-envision with my subcommittee members the way that we work with these grantees and this kind of pilot cycle.
Thank you.
Well, I'm excited. I got to speak with some of the Department of Human Rights in Congo. The minister, they call them ministers of human rights.
Yes.
Yes, and I spoke to him the other day, and then I spoke with his secretary. They're very much interested in how it works here, and I don't know if I was going to speak with Stephanie, but with you guys, if it's okay sometimes to Zoom with them, to just, I don't know if that's part of what we can do, Zoom with other.
Yeah, we can provide guidance.
Okay. Because they just want to learn from us to know how they can work to provide services and stand for people in Congo as well. So it was very exciting to hear things that they do, but it's not recognized by the government, or they make a lot of effort. And, but I'm excited that they want to get to know more about us, so we can also help them if we could. Also, there's three Congolese women that passed away by accident in February of last February, and we just buried them last month. And it's just very sad because it was a car accident. There was 7 people that were in an accident. So Congolese community is mourning still. We buried the 2 women last Saturday and the other the Saturday, but there's a little misunderstanding about funding in our culture. So if we can just support them in prayer. The pastor who was driving, his 2 kids are paralyzed right now because they were in a car and his wife passed. Is going through a lot because of what happened. So again, I don't know how to say it. It's scary for him because he's feeling very guilty about what happened, even though it was an accident. But the situation of blaming, he just doesn't know what to do because the threats, the attack that he's receiving and what he should do, and the suing, they're going to sue him. So hopefully the community can know more about mourning and understand. I don't like being emotional. Things happen. Things just happen sometimes, and it's not somebody's fault. And not to amount to violence. We have enough violence going on in the world. We have a lot of injustice going on. So, yeah, sorry.
Thank you for sharing.
I don't have any announcements.
My announcement that I went to Congo for 2 weeks. I just got back last Monday, and when I was over there, because I'm a Rotarian here with the Iowa City Noon Rotary, I got a chance to participate with the Rotary of Kinshasa, and it was a good roundtable discussion on the violence that's happening in Eastern Congo. So it was really eye-opening to be part of that discussion because that's something that we all do care about, and we know it's been happening again a lot. And actually, I was there during the Women's Day in March 8th, and they actually canceled the celebration in Kinshasa in honor of all the women that have lost their life in Eastern Congo. So it was a little refreshing to see that all those social groups are starting to have discussion on this because there's not much happening from the government side. So sometimes it's going to take all the other organization, which they call the NGO, now government organization, to really step up, to start addressing a lot of those things. That's the same things that Biju's talking about here, but because I'm a Rotarian, we kind of took it from a different Rotary is an international group, so maybe we can bring some push from the international community on the thing that is happening in Eastern Congo. So it's sad to hear what's happening there. The death toll, it keeps growing, especially in women and children. You have young youth military. It just is sad, the things that are happening in Eastern Congo. So keep the people of Congo in your thoughts and prayer because they're supposed to have an election coming up in December. many people are now optimistic that it's going to be a free and clear election because they are already talking about they don't have all the machines, they don't have all this, so they're talking about postponing the election. So when you postpone that, you still have the same government in place. So it's sad what's happening in some of our African country. So
They're already electing people. It is
Yes.
election yet.
So-
And the war been there since 1996, so it's about time for peace.
all right.
Just something about my work. So I'm working on affinity graduation just for international students at the university. I just want to let you guys know that the university actually holds like those kind of affinity graduation ceremonies, like for the international population. Like we have a black graduation and we have a rainbow graduation.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you, everybody, for sharing. Anything else? Well, if we don't have anything else, No? If we don't have anything else, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Bijou second, and Sylvia move. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
What? The lights are on, people.